Hello dear people, welcome to the first module of this free internet awareness course. Today we'll be talking about phishing scams on Instagram and how to detect and avoid them and what to do if you get scammed, which is one of the most important parts. First, let's talk about phishing and what it really is. Here's a quote from the most verified anti-phishing website explaining exactly what phishing is. Phishing is a cybercrime in which a target or targets are contacted by email, telephone, or text message by someone posing as a legitimate institution to lure individuals into providing sensitive data such as personally identifiable information, banking data, and credit card details. The scammer will initiate the scam by luring you in with an astonishing offer of some sort. After you come in contact with the scammer, whether that be responding to the scammer's message or messaging the scammer in the first place, you will be asked to provide some sort of personal information either upfront or down later online, or just after you get redirected to a fake website. Yes, you heard me correctly. Scammers employ fake websites so that they wouldn't have to ask you for your personal information upfront, as that causes a massive amount of suspicion. But don't be caught off guard, as some scammers still ask you for your personal information upfront, just as mentioned before. Now, for the next section of the video, I want you to put yourself in an imaginary scenario for me. One day, you harmlessly follow your favorite financial influencer on Instagram, and to begin with, everything is great. A tiny bit later, you are met with 2 or more requests from what it looks like to be the same financial advisor, but with a tiny bit of a different name. You go to their profile, and you are met with a heap of followers. This makes you think, this must be an alt account coming from the same influencer, and it has to be real since it has so many followers. That is what many deem it to be. And with that, they fall face first into a phishing net. After following this so-called alt account, you get a direct message from it telling you that they themselves can personally coach you to financial success or provide you some of their very popular service. Thinking that this is one of the influencer's alt accounts, you are met with shock and happiness. Oh my god, I will finally be able to become rich, as the financial guru on Instagram would personally coach me. You keep going back and forth texting the alt account, and conclusively, the influencer tells you the amount you need to invest to succeed and that you have to do it immediately. Knowing the influencer and how successful he is, you immediately think that what he said has to be the ultimate truth. You ask the influencer where you can invest and how, and he provides you with a shady link which leads to a poorly made website. On the website, you are asked to create an account and you proceed. After finishing the account creation, you are instructed by the scammer to go ahead and insert your bank account information into the website. Unknowingly and innocently, you insert the information, and the first thing you know, your phone starts to buzz due to incoming notifications. You check your phone and are surprised to find out that multiple transactions have occurred in your name. You go to check out what is happening and are shocked to find out that your bank account has been fully emptied. You try contacting your bank to freeze the transactions, but you are too late, as the funds have reached the final destination, which in most cases is somewhere in the vast country of Nigeria. You finally start seeing just how suspicious the influencer's actions were, so you decide to muster up all your remaining courage and confront him. As you do that, the influencer tells you that he only pulled the funds so that he could invest them for you. This immediately relieves you. You tell him that you changed your mind and that you want to withdraw your money, and he says, sure, you can withdraw your money on the following link. In a hurry to secure your savings, you rush onto the website and are immediately met with the Instagram login interface, which tells you that you need to fill it in before proceeding. As you are in a major rush, you fill in the information and proceed. After doing this, you are met with a black screen, confused. You choose to message the influencer, but soon enough you found out that you have been logged out of your Instagram. You try logging back in, but nothing works. You decide to create a new account to see what can happen to your old one. Shock fills you as you see your account has turned into a scam fest full of fake testimonials and posts coming from yourself saying how the influencer helped you earn thousands, when just the opposite is true. Fact is, you haven't even talked to an actual influencer. This is how most phishing scams work on Instagram, and it is very easy to fall for one. To effectively move on to the next section of the video, we should ask ourselves, so what can a person possibly do to detect the scam? There are multiple steps one can take. First off, you should be skeptical of offers that sound too good to be true, because most of the time, they are too good to be true. one of the first things you want to look out for. You need to verify whether the source or the service provider has a blue check mark on their account. Since Instagram is pretty strict with this, they will give you a blue check mark only if you can strictly verify yourself. If the account does not have a blue check mark, it is not recommended that you trust it in an equal transaction of value. Next thing you want to do is check the amount of followers. But this won't do you much good, as people can buy followers. So what you might want to do is go to the followers section and see whether their followers have a profile or if they're just profile-less bots. If they do actually have profiles and they look like legitimate people, they might be real followers. You should look out for typos and errors within posts or even direct messages, as this signals a lack of professionalism. A real brand would not do this. This is a red flag that you want to look out for, especially if the account markets itself as a Western brand or a Western-based person, because Western-based brands and people speak English fluently. So don't form deals with any type of investors for FX or crypto, or any type of traders really on Instagram. Real investors and FX crypto traders use legitimate and verified platforms to strike deals with customers, mostly LinkedIn. When led to a website, make sure that it is secure and that the information you give out is strictly encrypted and not given to the person behind the website. Make sure that your information is encrypted on a website you're sent to. Just check if the hyperlink in the search bar contains HTTPS, then this like double dot, 2 slashes, instead of HTTP double dot and 2 slashes. There has to be an S, because this S stands for secure. So if you do get redirected to some type of website by a person, but you're not sure if this person's a scammer, check for this little piece of data within the website. If it's secured, there's a smaller chance that the person's a scammer. One more thing you can do to determine whether a website is secure or not is to check for the padlock icon. This indicates that the website has a valid SST or TLS certificate, which is essential for securing that connection. So watch out for duplicated Instagram accounts. This is the most important part. As you have seen what could happen in this case study I talked about a little ago, where I asked you to imagine that you were in this scenario, right? Most of the time you will be followed by these accounts after you follow an actual influencer or verified person. You can distinguish the account by looking at the factors I've named above, such as the checkmark, language used, amount of followers, and so on. Now, one more thing you can do to actually see whether this is a scam is ask ChatGPT. Now, I know it's very simple, but it's very effective as well. You can ask ChatGPT, you can tell him all the details of everything that has happened until this point, right? And ChatGPT will tell you whether it's sketchy or not, but don't fully rely on it. Now, I'll land below a prompt. Below this video, a prompt will be present, which you can type into ChatGPT and give away all of your informations to ChatGPT. I mean, not your personal informations, but informations about the scam, or not the scam, just the value transaction. So you tell them exactly what's happening, is the website secure, and so on, and they're going to tell you whether it's sketchy or not and whether it's real or not. So yeah, make sure to try ChatGPT out. It's free and there's no shame in using it at all. Now, for the last part of the video, we're going to be talking about what you need to do if you do get scammed. There's 3 parts we're going to be talking about when it comes to action in each one of these videos. It is immediate action, secondary action, and final action. Immediate action is what you do immediately after the scam, which is pretty self-explanatory looking at the name, right? For example, immediate action will be checking your bank account in case you're provided any financial details to the scammer. So if you notice that there have been transactions that have not been made in your name, I would strictly suggest that you contact your bank immediately. This is the first part of immediate action. Then if money has been stolen and it is a substantial amount, perhaps above $500 in most states if you're in America. I don't know the laws within every country, but in most countries you can call the police if you have lost money in a scam. So you should probably check out right now. You should open Google and check the laws in your country and how much money is required to be stolen from you, so that you could call the police and file a report. But you should try either way if money gets stolen. So contact your bank, see if they can refund you, and contact the police, of course. I would suggest you contact the police if your personal information has been stolen, such as your identifiable documents. So anything that can identify you, if it has been stolen, immediately contact the police, because the scammers can use your identity to commit crimes, and then you get blamed, obviously, which is identity theft. Now, the second half of immediate action would just be checking your Instagram account. So if you have been logged out of your Instagram, you should immediately contact their support team and mail them and tell them what happened. So if you have been logged out of your Instagram, you should immediately contact their support team and mail them and tell them what happened. Now, in case that they do retrieve your account and you're able to retrieve the account fully, you should check if the scammer has been contacting any of your friends. Now, if the scammer or scammers have contacted your friends, you should immediately tell them that it is a scam before they get pillaged as well. Now let's move on to the secondary action, which is strengthening yourself and clearing your surroundings. Do this by enabling multiple factor authentication, which stops scammers from entering your account even after they have acquired your login information. After you change the password, it's going to be harder for them to enter, especially with the two-step authentication. They're going to have your phone with them to be able to do that, which is kind of impossible. Now, after doing that, you want to, as I say, protect yourself and clean your surroundings. So to do that, you're going to want to get yourself some anti-ransomware and anti-phishing software services, which I will name a tiny bit of. Right, so these services, when you enter a phishing website, they'll tell you if it's a phishing website immediately. Most of these services, since they are able to detect this with ease. So one service that does block phishing links almost flawlessly is Bitdefender. You could also get Kaspersky Norton antivirus, Malwarebytes, or ESET-Not32 antivirus. All of these do have a built-in function which blocks phishing websites in most cases, or at least stops you from giving away personal information with clicks. Now, final action is educating yourself, and I suppose watching this video is somewhat of an either preventative action or a final action, as you've maybe been scammed before. So this is simply education. Now I'm going to link some sources below this video of websites which track these scams, how they evolve, and talk about it, so that you can, when reading these websites, you educate yourself and learn what to do, how to detect the scams, even better than this video propagates, right? This video will only last for a limited amount of time, but these sources, they're going to last for a way longer amount of time as they track scams and update them. This website is probably not going to be updated since this is a school project. So yeah, these links I'm going to link below. You want to watch each one of them, you want to learn, you want to educate yourself, and that's how you're going to clean your surroundings and strengthen yourself naturally. So yeah, thank you for watching this episode, and I'm going to see you in the next Instagram module episode. And then after that, we're going to have 3 more modules, as I have mentioned in the introductory video. And I believe it's going to be very fun and entertaining. See you in the next video. Bye.